2 seconds might be a little too hard for this. That one's on the line. Yep, and that's over the line. Yeah, that was 216. So I'm guessing that 2 seconds for this particular drill might be asking a bit too much. All right, what is it that I'm doing? Before we get into this video, I want to explain what I'm doing. You'll notice that the lollipops on these PT hostage targets from Action Target have been painted over. You're looking at a target that is roughly the size of your driver's license. No joke. The above border is maybe this much of it, or about that much of it, and the bottom portion is about that much of it because it's basically the lollipop. But that white painted area is roughly the width of this and roughly the length of a credit card, of a driver's license. The reason I'm choosing such a small target is the human heart is a relatively small and difficult thing to hit. And I don't want to just hit the heart. I want to hit well inside the heart. I want a really hard-hitting, fight-altering stop, or fight-altering hit. If the bad guy's wearing body armor, you hit him here, you are absolutely going to alter their fight. They're not going to have any fight in them if they absorb a center punch hit, even in body armor. If they absorb a center punch hit without body armor, they're going down. They may not die, but they are absolutely going down. Either way, either hit, that is being altered. Most especially if that hit is on the face somewhere in this T area. So that's why I'm doing this, because what I'm trying to do is force myself to go straight to the rear on the target without doing this to the handgun. That was literally on the edge because I yanked. That was a good hit. Now I'm just tossing my timer. This is the video that I've been dreading doing for the longest time because I knew that I needed to do it, but all right, we're good. I knew I needed to do it, but I didn't want to do it because it involved unzipping my fly on camera. But bruh, recently I found some information out, and I realized I needed to cover this. So we're going to cover going to the bathroom with your firearm. If you're a dude, ladies, you're automatically exempt from this portion of the conversation. If you're a dude, please stop using the urinal. Imagine that you step up to a urinal and you unzip your fly. Okay? And by the way, I'm wearing workout shorts. My daily underwear are workout shorts. They come down to about here, so nobody lose it. So you unzip your fly and you pull out your thing, and you're doing your thing. That's a mess waiting to happen. It is. I mean, I just heard the comment section go nuts. Okay, nuts. I'm going to give you some medical here. If you're the guy who unzips his fly and pulls his thing out and pulls his undies below his testicles, you're pinching off your body's ability to empty your bladder thoroughly. So that's one thing. The other thing is, you could end up, getting urine on yourself. That's a problem. So, okay, so then you're the guy who undoes his fly. Well, you've got this, and there's a fair amount of weight with this. Where are you going to put this? Now you're doing this technique. You're holding the gun, and you're trying to urinate. Well, you have a problem. You have now opened your fly, and your weaponry is exposed, and you're having to hold your weaponry in place. Okay, so now let's just take the urinal out of the equation. Go use a stall. Okay, so now when you're in a stall, you can undo your fly, and what I would do is the buckle that holds, I have a clinch pick. The buckle and the clinch pick go in, and the pant is flipped over, folded over. Now this is out of the firing line, as it were. Same thing with the gun. The gun goes in and is turned inward. And sometimes I literally will turn it inward like that. So now I have the ability, you know what? Dump that on the floor again. So now I have the ability to have full access to my genitalia, so I can urinate in peace. I can lower this, and my thighs are actually holding it up. Yeah, I can't believe I'm doing this video either, but there's a reason I'm doing this, and I'll cover that in a minute. Those of you who are adults and who have enough mileage under your belt, you understand why I'm doing this video. So now you have access to everything. Not to mention, you've relieved tension in this area, so now you can actually empty your bladder. And you're inside of a little cubicle space with a door behind you, so now you can also relax. You urinate, right? So now you're able to put all your stuff back, zip up, and walk out the door. Please, I adjure you, do not be this guy. Yeah, that's why I'm doing this video, because people have done that. So let's say that this is the top of the tank. Well, let's say that you're in a bathroom that doesn't have a tank. So now, worse yet, you slide it behind the standpipe that feeds water to the pressure system, you know, the pressure valve deal, or even the little motion sensor deal, whatever. The point is, there's a standpipe that goes down. So you're the guy who tucks it behind, which, ew, but whatever, and you lay it there. Or let's say you're responsible and you keep it in the holster and you lay it there. Or worse, you're the donut who actually tucks it in between the pull bar and the top of the toilet paper dispenser. So now your gun is basically sitting partially covered like that. So you're the guy who does that. And you're so blottoville, because you're listening to a podcast on your AirPods, that you put all your stuff back in place. And you guys think I'm kidding, but I'm not, because every once in a while we hear about some donut leaving a handgun in a bathroom. So you put all your stuff back in place, and you zip up, and you hook your belt back in. You get all your stuff ready to go, and you walk out, and you leave your gun. And a little child comes in and picks up the gun and goes, "Oh look, a gun." And you go, "Oh my God." Oh my God. That's not a phrase I use lightly. I'm using it with the full gravity that goes with it. A child just picked up your loaded chambered, because if you're not carrying chambered, you're a donut. You picked up your loaded chambered handgun. And if he's lucky, he only cracked off a round that hit the toilet. If he's unlucky, he cracked off a round that went through the toilet stall and hit someone beside him. If he's really unlucky, he accidentally shot himself and killed himself. All because you chose comfort rather than thinking through the process. So now you understand why I've been avoiding doing this video. It just, this is an unsavory subject, and I knew I was going to have to unzip my fly to do this. But I want you guys to understand, this is a thing. There are options. Look, if you're the guy who, for whatever reason, your setup doesn't work for you to be able to tuck it in, if you've got a massive gut, okay, look, there are options around this. You can undo your holster, put it in your shirt, undo your pants, and do your thing. Your gun is secured in the shirt. You could quite literally do that. It wouldn't even really come down because it's trapped in your arms. It's trapped in your arms. And this works really well if you've got a really stiff hoodie on. Bruh, it holds up really nice. But it's trapped, and this is a very flexible shirt. My gun is held. It's not coming down. It's not going to get lost. It's not going to get, well, here, I'll just show you there. It's not going to get, it's not going to get lost. It's not going to get dropped in the toilet. It's not going to be forgotten. It's going to be retained on my person. You can also be the guy who keeps a length of paracord, a loose length of paracord around their neck, with the intention of wrapping it like in a girth hitch, wrap it around the bottom of the trigger guard, across the top of the RMR, and you just hang the gun, you know, yeah, girth hitch, I already said that. You girth hitch it, you pull it, and the remainder goes around your neck, and the gun just hangs like this around your neck. Or you can even be the guy who tucks this into the back while you're urinating, because remember, you're inside of a stall. So you can actually undo your pants, and your gun is not going anywhere. It's held by your underwear in the back. I mean, I'm sorry that I'm having to do this, but Every once in a while we hear a report of a handgun getting left in a bathroom. And here's what you guys don't know. If you're on safety committee of your church and you're in a big church, you probably hear about this more often than most everybody else who just, you know, listens to it every once in a while and picks it up on the news. This stuff happens regularly. So that's urination. That's urinating. If you're clearing your bowels, that's a whole different story. When you're seated, and I'm not taking my pants all the way down. When you're seated on the toilet, make sure that your pants don't end up here, because this ends up here, and the guy in the stall beside you sees a gun hanging there. At the very least, he might report you to the authorities. At the worst, he might grab your gun. What are you going to do? Are you going to jump up with half a loaf hanging out and go fight this guy? He's got your gun. He ran out of the bathroom. Your pants are around your ankles. Or be the guy who retains your pants to about here when you're seated, when you're in a seated position and the gun goes on the inside and gets kind of folded in like I showed you when I was standing. There are solutions to this, guys. If I actually cut this video together and show it, it ought to tell you that I have a deep desire to give knowledge to people. And I am very open about talking with other men and sharing knowledge with them. Because the things that I'm sharing with you right now are things that have been shared with me in classes. Discussions that are had, some of the best classes that I've had over the years are classes that are 2- and 3-day and 5-day classes. Those classes are gone. Most people are now doing 4-hour blocks of instruction, 8-hour blocks of instruction. An 8-hour class, yes, you're going to pick something up, but you're not going to get in-depth discussion unless it is minimum of 2 days. It's just, the class is not capable of having enough time span to give you this level of knowledge. And these are things that have to be discussed. If you're talking about a concealed carry class, you have to have this discussion. Even if you have this discussion during a lunch break portion, you have to have this discussion about going to the bathroom with guns on. Yeah, I think I've pretty much covered everything. The main message here is please do not leave your weapon in a bathroom. Please, well, obviously don't leave your weapon in a bathroom. What I mean is do not separate yourself from your sidearm and put it somewhere in the bathroom. Just don't, there is no however. Don't be that guy. Do not take this off your person when you're using a public, well, forget that, when you're using a restroom, period. Oh, here's the other option, and I have done this. If you are using the disabled vestibule or stall, some of them actually have a sink in them. Bro, put it in the freaking sink if you have to. Take some paper towels, line the bottom of the sink, and just lay the gun there. Because if you're going to go to the bathroom, you're going to be washing your hands. Don't be that guy. And if you're going to wash your hands, your gun is in the way. So now you can pick it up with your, your non-junk hand, and you can tuck the gun into your armpit, and you can wash your hands, dry everything, and then put the firearm back where it goes. If you are in a truly private bathroom with a properly functioning locked door, you can put this on the floor against the door, which I also have done. You can put it on the floor against the door and lean it against the door. So that when you open the door, if you're not paying attention, it goes clack and it hits the tile floor, and oh look, there's my gun. And you bend over and you pick up your gun, you feel like an idiot, but you remind yourself that at least you put the gun somewhere where you weren't going to forget it. Or the aforementioned paracord, hang it from the doorknob. But the point is, you put this in your visual line so that you don't forget about it. But the easiest way is train yourself to do this with the gun in place. Guys, I'm not telling you something that I don't do. I do this all the time. Every time that I'm in any public space, and or even at home for that matter, if I'm in any public space using a bathroom, this is how I do it. I just fold the knife and the gun inside, and then I allow the pants to slide down to here, and I can hold them with my thighs, and I can do what I've got to do. So, how's that for a video for you? Thank you guys for supporting me at tier1citizen.com. You guys have no idea how much that support means, because it means that this channel stays independent and without corporate intrusion. Believe me, there are companies that are trying to push product through my channel, because now I've gotten enough of a following, and now they see me as useful, and I don't want to push any product. As always, I thank you guys for watching. God bless you all. Get those guns out in practice. Have a good one. Ooh, that's my wife texting me.